I used to I used to play floor hockey a lot, and this group of friends of mine that I would play in, um, depending on who was in net, every time they'd make a big save, I'd run up and yell Patrick Waugh as loud as I could in their ear, as if I was an announcer announcing a save. The end result was usually by about the third or fourth time they'd do it, they would be anticipating me screaming in their ear, and they'd flinch, and the puck would go in, or ball, or whatever we were using that night. And then after they would allow the goal, I go, man, I thought you were Patrick Roy. What happened? It was just fun. Last night, Chicago Blackhawks fans decided to throw taunts towards Devontae Smith-Pelly. Now, if shouting at a racial minority the word basketball is a racial slur, they've never seen Larry Bird. Now, I get it. Like, I get what they're... But I don't understand why. It's one of those things that I don't get the whys of it, and I don't really need to know the whys of it. Chicago security threw those people out. Do I doubt that there's other people who shout other things during games? No, I've been there. Um, and sports has this love hate relationship with taunting. You know, it's been mentioned to me about how uh, certain fan bases. It's not just in one city either. This isn't just a Nashville thing, but when they'll taunt the goalie, it's a good fun. There are times where fans taunt a goalie, and I'm like, I don't know why you guys are doing this, because it's not a good idea to be taunting a goalie after one goal because the game's not over and his teammates can hear you. Might fire them up the rest of the game, but if you want to taunt the goalie, that's fine. I've seen it in Vancouver a lot of times where I roll my eyes and I'm like, oh, they're taunting the goalie already. Oh no. Um, the part I don't understand is I'm not sure what Chicago fans were taunting Smith Pelly for since they were losing the game 7-1. I guess when you're or no, they were winning the game 7-1. That's even worse. No, that's even worse. Just leave it. What? Yeah, we're winning the game. Hey, I know what'll make this better. Let's be racist about it. Okay. Who started this? Which one? Which fan said, "I have a really good idea"? I no. Listen. Put your beer down. I have a really really good idea. Let's throw racial slurs at Devontae Smith Pelly. No, not that word. That's too obvious. Let's chant basketball at him. Like really? What? I don't. Why? I don't understand it. If you're gonna taunt them, just yell at, "Hey, DSP, your team won tonight without you. That one that waived you last year, remember? Left you exposed in the expansion draft. Make it clever." I've never understood. It's lazy as much as it's offensive, and it is offensive. And I would hope that this isn't just a matter of people being tossed out of a game, but being told, hey, the next time, writing their names down and going, next time we see this out of you at a game and you're documented again for this kind of thing, you're not coming back. There are people who don't seem to understand that when you go to a sporting event, you're in an agreement with that venue. It's not just, well, we can go in and say and do whatever we want. Yeah, but you can't, because it's right on the back of the ticket. At least it used to be. I know it's on every wrestling ticket that they reserve the right to remove you in the event that you're being a prick and interfering with what's going on. And that's definitely the case here. Um, I disagree with the assertion that fans have the right to say whatever they want and do whatever they want because they paid to get in the building. That's absolutely not how sports works at all. That's how I anarchy. Because if you're saying, well, I pay the price for the ticket, so I can do whatever I want, that's anarchy. That's 16,000 people who have the right to say and do whatever they want to say and do. It's a dangerous precedent to set. Imagine if these fans have been yelling at DSP, and Chicago went, well, they paid for their ticket, so they can say it. How much worse does it get when these teams are what happens when they're in Washington? Which Chicago Blackhawk to Capitals fans then zero in on and go, okay, well, they chanted at Devontae Smith Pelly, so we're going to chant at insert name of player here, and we're going to find something really personal. This guy's going through a divorce. We're going to yell at him about it. Personal insults have been an ongoing issue in sports, and it's not just fans, it's players too. And there are many famous incidents about it, and that does cause me to dislike players too when I hear, oh, he brought up this and he brought up that, and this is all personal stuff, and I'm thinking, really, you're taunting a guy on the ice and you're going to resort to personal lowdown, like, why? You're just pissing him off. And when he goes over and tells his teammates, either somebody's going to come over and knock your block off, or they're going to score and you're going to lose the game. I don't get it. Or if you're winning a game 5-0, you start resorting to personal insults against the other team and its players, then you're a poor winner and kind of a loser. I don't care what the score is. The one thing I'm proud of is this. That incident that takes place last night in Chicago, if it happens in the 80s, nobody says anything about it. Fans chanted awful, horrible things back in the day. Uh, Really, truly awful, horrible things, and it was just kind of considered to be part of it, which is part of the reason why the Boston Bruins went into Madison Square Garden's crowd and tried to stab people with their skates. Like, this is just, there used to be a pretty contentious relationship between fans and players in the NHL. It wasn't unusual to see all that. Now it's unusual. So I'm glad that Chicago did what they did. And here's the one thing I'll say too. This is not all fans. So when I see people saying, "Oh, Blackhawk fans, that's classy," yeah. Problem is, I've been in Vancouver crowds, and they can get pretty nasty. And I've seen instances with Boston crowds. Boston fans, when the Hartford Whalers existed, there were Bruins fans that would go to the games, get drunk, and start trouble, and they knew they were going to start trouble before they even went there. They went to Hartford with the whole idea of, we're going to taunt that crowd and start a fight. That's what they would do, and it's not out of the realm of possibility that whoever these fans were, that they went there, and by the end of the first period they're like, man, this game sucks, and yeah, let's just start some stuff here. The frustrating part being that if you're a Blackhawks fan today, you're answering for the actions of what, four people are named in the article, and from what I saw of the video, and I haven't seen anything about everything else during the game, just about those people that were taunting him towards the end of the game. Now, were they doing it the whole game? Quite possibly. I haven't seen the article about that. I have seen people make that comment in the comment section on videos from last night. But it's too bad because it's not all Blackhawks fans, and there is no fan base that I would think is innocent of this. Yeah, because it's just, you give fans alcohol, and notice the beer in the one guy's hand, and all I could think was, wonder how many he's had at this point in the game, because the game's really one sided. So you're far more likely to have a couple extra when it's one sided, and you don't really have to pay attention to the game anymore because it's kind of over. And maybe it's celebratory, and maybe just maybe it's because the Blackhawks had lost 8 in a row, and you want to forget the fact that your team's not making the playoffs. So it's easier to pick somebody out and chant whatever at them. It would be awkward though if those people were Bulls ticket holders. Because if they were recognized by the Chicago Bulls at the next game, that could go poorly for them. Even though the Bulls are their home team. Could go poorly for them. But anyways, there's my thoughts on the matter. I know there are going to be people who think differently than I do. But again, there are certain crowds that get kind of ornery. And you're always going to have those few that ruin it for everybody else. And this is exactly what people say to me, when I talk about the Leafs, like, oh, it's not all Leafs fans. I know that. I'm well aware of that. It's just like last night when I was dealing with New Jersey Devil fan comments saying that Wood wasn't going to get suspended. He wasn't going to get anything that was clean. And now there's a hearing. Ta-da! Now the NHL's having a hearing with him today about his nice clean hit and to congratulate him on how well he finished his check. I'm sure that's what it's about. And now people are just being mean to him right now. So it's in every fan base. And it's wrong to turn around and say, "Oh, how about those Chicago fans?" Blah blah blah. Because ask any minority player in the NHL, and they've had stuff yelled at them by players and by fans the whole way along. It's ugly. It's a part of society we want to pretend isn't there, but it's there, and it's in every single crowd. It's just every now and then fans get drunk enough or stupid enough to open their ugly mouths and point out how hateful they are inside and how horrible they are as people. And that's what happened here. It's not a Chicago thing. Not even close. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And hopefully, you know, this doesn't become a thing because it's stupid. There are ways around personal insults like that. That's just ridiculous. All right, I'm done for now. I'll talk to you again soon.